Oh my goodness, it's a packed show coming up. It's a world special and we've got a new retro corner.
We'll be checking out some amazing tech from the world's a very special bike. We're also going to be giving away a prize to the best fail of the month.
You know what it is. It's the Dirt Shed Show. Let's go! So it's a World Championship special, that's right, this weekend coming up, it's the one race where people can win the rainbow jersey, and this year it's in Cairns, and it's there for the second time.
Yeah, of course, Cairns in Australia was first used way back in 1996. It's had 2 World Cups since, but this, as we all know, is the race for the title where everyone puts it down. And it's a completely different field of riders compared to way back then as well.
Yeah, a completely different field. Now, correct me, Doddy, who won the downhill that year? It would probably be Nico.
It was Nico Vuglio, and then, of course, it was Sean Palmer in second, straight out of nowhere, and Bazda Beaver in third.
Amazing. And the women's, it would have been Anne Carrow for sure.
Of course, she just kept racking them up, with Lee Donovan in second.
Lee Donovan in second.
And, of course, Missy Jovi, another huge character.
in third. Got classic riders. I wonder if this Cairns World Championships is going to be as good a classic as that, because, I mean, those names are literally steeped in the mountain biking history.
There's a few riders, local riders, like Mick Hanna, who's been training so hard, and I'd love to see him do that.
I would love to see Mick Hanna podium there. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, he's riding so well, he could win. You never know. Obviously, Gwin has got to be, hot favourite?
Do you know what? He's my favourite for this race. You know, like there's a load of riders I want to see win, but I really think he's got this one.
I think Gwin deserves a Worlds.
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
He needs that rainbow jersey. Everyone would enjoy seeing that. The guy is absolutely incredible. Women's wide open. Rachel could be fit again.
Yeah.
I think she was sandbagging in the last round of the World Cup because she was thinking Worlds.
Yeah.
It's like World Cup's over.
She can put it on the line. Yeah,
absolutely. Tani Seagrave.
Miriam Nicole.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
There's a lot of great
riders.
Now,
so what's your one event you want to see at Worlds, and who's your man, woman?
This time, downhill, Gwin.
Gwin.
It really is, because put on such a flawless display at the last race.
Yeah.
I just want to see him continue that, because it's astonishing to watch.
It would be incredible.
It's a tough course as well, the uphill at the finish.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. You know what I'm looking forward to? It's the cross country.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, in the men's, it could be incredibly special, because we've got Nino Schurter, who, if he wins, he's done the perfect season.
He's basically Superman.
I mean, it's that, and it's not like Nino Schurter's just dominated, beating one guy. He's had different people to contend with in every race. None of them has been able to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just unbelievable, and this could be history if he wins.
What about the women's though?
Well, that's the one I'm looking forward to, because to me that is the most wide open event at the Cairns Worlds.
And there's so many strong riders now.
Yeah, I mean, Bella Moyner has jumped in there. She's suddenly World Cup champion.
Never count Langvad out.
Langvad's in there. Yolanda Neff suddenly jumped back to form, strangely, at the last World Cup round. I mean, it could be anyone. I mean, I couldn't put a name on it. So that's the race I want to see. Be great to know who you think's going to win. But we have got a prediction contest for you guys to enter. But this week's poll, just above Doddy's head there, we're going to put a poll together this week. Who's going to be the most dominant nation at this year's Worlds? Is it going to be the UK? We've got to have a shout in there. UK's your first option. Second option, Australia, of course. Home round riders, the Hannas, they could both win. Who knows? Third option, USA. Is Gwin going to dominate? Is that going to make it feel like it was a US dominant race? What about France? Always good at Worlds, great riders. And then what about another country? Is there another there that you could add in? Let us know in the poll and in the comments down below who's going to win. Right, on to last week's poll, which is asking the question, is Aaron Gwin worth $1 million? Because apparently that's what he's earning. It was a great poll and I love the result.
Well, is Aaron Gwin worth $1 million? Of course, 78% of people said that. So kind of closes it right there, really.
It does really. I mean, if Aaron Gwyn's not worth $1 million, then who is? I mean, some of his results it's just unbelievable.
Well, yeah, if you go back the last 8 years, he's pretty much been on the podium every time. So back in 2010, he was third place, and then 2011, 2012, 2015, 2016, he won it.
5 wins, 18 World Cup race wins. He's getting
Nearly
close
crowned
to,
as well.
And Minnar, I think he's on 21. It's getting close to all time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exciting
absolutely
times.
unbelievable. Hasn't won World, so that's coming up. It's going to be very interesting. But yeah, thanks for getting involved on that. Gwin is worth $1 million. There you go, Aaron. We all love you. It's good news.
However, Sam Matchett says Gwin is worth £1 million.
Yes.
But Brandon Semenuk, he's worth 50.
50's a lot.
50.
50's a lot. Semenuk is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's great.
Mr. Consistent as well.
Yeah, he is. Yes, I mean, turned up at Joyride and took the win after not doing any race at competitions all year.
Looked pretty casual about it as well.
Yeah, he's worth a lot. He's worth a lot. I don't know about 50 million though. Al Griffiths says if footballers can get these stupid amount of monies for kicking a ball around, then surely the top racers have got to be worth $1 million at least. But interestingly, adds on the end, it shouldn't be about the money.
True. I do agree, but it's all
but they should be getting
relative,
a lot.
Isn't it?
They should be getting a lot.
Yeah, but Evan Callett says after watching a Red Bull Rampage for the 10th time, he reckons they should all be getting £1 million each.
Yeah, Rampage riders should be getting big money because that stuff is
bonkers.
Actually, talking about Rampage, shouldn't one of us be going to watch that?
Maybe someone else going.
We could go and watch that. I quite like the idea of it. Yeah. Right, now it's time for some serious stuff. It's over to the news with Neil Donoghue. Over to the Neil with News Donoghue. Sorry, did I get that wrong, dude?
Red Bull District Ride took place in downtown Nuremberg at the weekend in front of a huge crowd. Some amazing riding went on. Nikolai Rogatkin took the win with a really technical run. He finished that off with a 14.40 on a massive final jump. Just think about that. That's 4 spins in 1 jump. Amazing. The young Swedish rider Emil Johansson took 2nd place with another really technical run, and that meant that he actually won the FMB world title. His main competitor, Brett Reeder, didn't actually compete in the final because he hurt himself in the final practice. Another really notable ride was from Simon Godziak, who hit that final jump and did a one-handed Superman seat grab backflip. At least I think that's what it's called.
I think that is what it's called, actually, Neil. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy trick, though, isn't it? I guess you could call it something else. You could call it a super flip one-handed seat grab.
Yeah,
does that make sense? I don't know.
I'd love to go to that event. Very cool, isn't it?
It looked amazing, didn't it? Yeah. So many people. I'd like to send Doddy in off that last jump. Would you handle that?
Yeah, I reckon.
Off you go, dude. Right, let's have a look what you guys have been saying in the comments section down below the show this last week. What we've got, Neil?
Jay Kulijan says, maybe I'm the odd one out, but I'd like to see more cross-country. It's not as sexy as downhill, but then I grew up with people who started sport. You wouldn't catch Joe Breeze, Tom Ritchie, Gary Fisher on a downhill course.
Well,
technically the first form mountain biking was on Repack, which was downhill racing.
And was those guys. Yeah. So you would. But
the actually point's very valid.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's really interesting with Worlds coming up, how we see that cross-country riders back in the 90s were the megastars of the sport.
100%,
and now I guess it's sort of flip-flopped a little bit. Not quite, because the Schurters of the world are raising the game of cross-country again.
I think back in the early days, downhill were just those ruffians that you kind of ignored, whereas now they're much more equal, I think. I was a downhiller, pro downhiller, then enduro, but now I love riding cross-country and can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you're well into your XC now.
Yeah, I love it. Good training.
He's gone all XC on us.
Carson B2 said, what happened to Rob Warner?
Where have you been? Rob Warner is obviously a special guest on the show now and again. Was one of the first people on the Dirt Shed show, actually.
He was.
But these days
he's a horse racing commentator.
A horse racing commentator. He does some children TV voiceovers, which are really funny. He plays some very strange characters in some weird shows.
I've heard that rumour as well.
Yeah,
a lot of motivational speaking as well. Weird seminars and stuff.
Doing well for himself.
Yeah, he's doing all right. And of course, on the side, he is the voice of World Cup downhill and cross-country racing on Red Bull TV. He does that now and again. So he's doing all right. He's still around.
Does it very well.
Robert Enner says, I was watching Fails and Bales and thinking, that's so me.
You know what? That's got to be pretty much everyone, isn't it?
Yeah,
I watched Fails and Bales going, yep, done that.
Yeah.
Done that. Yep, that looked like me once in 1990.
I've never fallen off side of a bridge before.
No, that's special.
That's quite extreme.
That's really special. Yeah, it's a good effort.
Jacob C3 says, the Casey Stoner thing, I was there that day and I didn't even know he was racing.
That is cool.
Oh my God, imagine.
You know what? I've heard a rumour. Well, one of my friends said he was riding our local woods, middle of nowhere, Hopton Woods, and he saw Casey Stoner digging the trail. and the rumour was quite strong because Chaz Davis, another motorcycle rider, lives around there and he likes to go and stay with him. So apparently that was true.
That would be unbelievable. Digging. Just pat that down for me, Casey. Yeah. I'm coming in hot.
Pretty cool.
I like the sound of that.
Miles Kemp, why are you guys always bullying Neil?
Oh, did you write
Where's this
that
come
one?
from?
Did
I
you?
don't know where that's come from. I don't feel bullied. Thanks, Miles, anyway.
Bullied? Oh my God, he only hurt his ankle and banged his head a bit. He's hardly changed. I think he's cleverer now.
Enough of that. Yeah. David Robinson said, what about best recovery in the fails and bails section?
That's a great idea.
It's like a Joker. We think it's going to be a massive crash all of a sudden.
Yeah, that would be
Have a bit of a wobble out.
If you've got any great saves, please send them in for the fails and bells. And if it's makes the mark, we'll definitely put it in. I'd love to see some saves because fails and bells does make me feel a little bit sore sometimes.
And now it's time for a progression session, but this time we're going to throw over to Blake, who's over at the 9 Nights event over in northern Italy. Over to you, Blake.
Hey, thanks guys. Gutted I can't be there. Gutted but not gutted. I'm out here in 9 Nights in Restion Pass, northern Italy. It's my 3rd year here. It's all about big jumps. It's all about having fun, and I can't wait to get my teeth sunk into like that huge jump, this huge jump, and the new ones down there. Oh, but have a great shed. There's going to be a lot of first try Fridays for me. Hopefully no fails and bails. I'm going to push up for my first run. Wish me luck.
Thanks, Bingers. God, he looks like he's having a nice time. Big old jumps.
Yeah.
Right, time for Tech of the Week. And Doddy, you were at the biggest trade show in the world. So what cool stuff did you see there?
Hey, do you know what? There's an influx of like weird, crazy tech as you always get there with the e-bike stuff and that. But I think the neatest and cool thing I saw was on a BMC stand. So I had their Trail Fox frame and had like an integrated dropper post.
Oh, nice.
So you imagine you never really have to buy a dropper post. It's just part of the frame. But I think was really unique about it. It was still like handlebar operated. Was it linked to the rear shock as well? So when your seat post is fully up, you can set it so your shock is effectively locked out. And on midway, it's on trail, and all the way down, it can be open.
That is smart.
Quite a cool concept.
We've seen that on another brand before, haven't we? The integrated post. I can't remember who it was, but is that going to be a future thing for all enduro trail bikes?
I don't see why not. It's a lot lighter, and it's a way of incorporating it into the frame. I think a lot of people might be resistant with the shock adjustment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd want to have that at the same time, but
yeah, I'm
not sure about the shock adjustment, but I think integrated seat post, dropper post, that just makes sense to me. It feels like it should be part of the bike.
It just looks so neat. You know, it's just
very
nice.
nice.
Right, so as you guys have talked about already, it's World Champs this weekend, the biggest race of the year. I'm most excited about it. It's just that one-off, you get to wear the rainbow stripes. It's massively respected in cycling, so we've seen some cool tech, some custom tech, haven't we, for this?
There's a load,
Yeah, I mean, every year at Worlds, it's always a chance for top sponsored riders to bring out these one-off bikes that have just got paint jobs or something about them that's really special, national colours, and this year is, full of it, absolutely full of it. What's the best one you've seen, Dolly?
The one I found out about literally the other day, and that was Sam Hill, right? So not only is he doing the World Champs, which is downhill race, he's been concentrating on EWS, he's doing it on his EWS bike as well. So you don't need a downhill bike, he's going for single crown fork, 180 on the front, 165 out back, pure custom painted job, just absolutely stunning. Have a look at the pictures of this bad boy.
Now, I can't wait to see how he does on this.
Can that be true?
It's a fairly tame-ish track. There's a big pedal at the finish.
He's super fit at the moment.
Yeah.
Could be there. The only difference really is he's got the SRAM downhill cassette.
But let's just put that into context. We're talking about a guy who's leading and could potentially win the EWS series.
Yeah.
He's now entered in the World's Downhill Championships, which he's won before. Could he win it on the EWS bike? I mean, that just sounds
could happen.
Insane.
It's fairly low risk as far as downhill courses go.
We've seen it. Mitch Ropolate did it in Peter Ritzburg, didn't he? He got third, did he? I think. On a 29er, has to be said. Loic Bruni's got a trick bike, but he's also got a lockout. I've seen a few people actually put lockouts in the rear shock just for this race. Bruni's won there before in the World Cup.
Yeah. Danny Hart also got a lovely looking bike.
My favourite.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking one. Of course, Minar too. Greg Minar always got a special bike at Worlds. This one, I think this is my favourite. It just looks beautiful. It looks sharp and very Greg Minar, to be honest. And let's face it, Greg is a hot favourite. He's on form. He was kind of robbed of really battling for that last round of the World Cup, but he's definitely up for it at Worlds.
Guns blazing this time.
Yeah, great. Love seeing all the new bikes from Worlds. Very exciting.
Now it's time for a cool new section of the show called Retro Corner. And right, because it's Cairns World Champs, we're going to throw back to the last time Worlds were there in 1996. Do you remember that, guys?
Oh man, I remember it. I was there.
Well, you were there.
I was there. I was actually riding trial shows down in the park, Ferme. That's all I did for the entire time I was there, except for getting my eyebrow pierced and doing a bungee jump on my mountain bike.
It's the 90s.
It was the 90s. Wild times.
This was really exciting time for me. I was just getting into mountain biking. I remember everything from these pictures. The bikes, very cool. Got Warner's ATX 990.
Yeah, and talk about Rob Warner. Look, he was there. Great shot of him getting ready with one of the very first paint jobs on a helmet there.
Yeah.
It's certainly
With the
moved
marker
on.
pen?
It's moved on a little bit since then. Rob looking very retro.
His third place, Baz the Beaver.
That's the
Yeah.
Beaver. Remember him?
Yeah, amazing BMX rider.
Tommy Misser's Kona. I love that bike. It was a Turner Burnery, wasn't it? But it was branded
Yeah,
up as
yeah.
Kona.
And your winner, of course, Nico.
Yeah, Nico, look at that. I mean, the
He
guy
was-
looking about as interesting as he always does.
10-time world
He
champion.
was
But
efficient.
He was
there to win.
efficient and he won a lot. He won a
And-
lot, and he showed Palmer how to do it. Very, very
speaking
cool.
of Palmer,
Yeah, what did I say? This is Retro Corner.
I've
So
got
have
something
we got
pretty cool.
actually retro?
Yeah, I've got this really nice print from the 96 Worlds of Palmer.
Wow.
Yeah.
In his motocross kit.
Yeah, with Summer Job, which he had to kind of rub people up like Nico the wrong way.
Because
Yeah.
he was a
He was a
snowboarder.
pro
Yeah,
snowboarder.
professional
at the time.
snowboarder, one of the world's best, had his own brand, and of course, yeah, he was kind of coming into mountain biking and showing everybody what it was all about, and started, well, an influx of trends, but one of them definitely was the motocross
Motocross
kit.
He
clothing.
never
yeah.
won Worlds.
Yeah.
I saw him, it was infamous, 1999. He wasn't quite going to win it, but he washed out in the final corner and crashed about
That was Air in Sweden.
2
wasn't
minutes. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
About 2 metres, shall I say, from
it?
the
Yeah,
finish
from the
line.
line.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
stood right there and watched it. It's
In fact, the
crazy.
guy that took that picture is the same guy that did this one. So that's Jeff War. So should you give a
Yeah.
little shout out
Jeff's
to
a
him, actually.
great follow on
Yeah.
Instagram, actually, before we get to
And he's been
Instabangers.
talking about this very shot on his page. Have a
Yeah.
look at
So
that.
Cairns is coming up. It's a world special. Palmer in '96 was the surprise. Are we going to have one this year?
Aaron Gwin, surely he's got to win a Worlds. He's not done it yet.
Extra Bodges, extra Bodges, extra Bodges.
Then Bodges, extra Bodges. All right, guys, don't bother. This one, this week we have got a really cool one to start with from Malcolm Wilson, who's come up with these really clever little pads that he's made out of gaffer tape and piping to protect his handlebars and gear when he puts his bike upside
Nice.
down, when he's cleaning his chain
Keeps
and
it
what have
clean.
you. That is a very good hack. And Bodge, the
Bodge.
frame might be broken. Sorry about that, Malcolm. Very good.
Well, Robert Paulson, we were talking about this yesterday in Ask GMBN about if you don't have adjustable pins in your pedals, how do you get more grip?
Yes.
Well, what you do, by the looks of Robert Paulson, you drill big holes in your pedals and you put a massive bolt through them.
Yeah, that works. That works. I've
So-
done that in the past. You can sharpen them as well. Don't be frightened to get your file out on your pedals. Makes a
Bodge?
massive
Oh, I'm
difference.
saying that's a bodge.
Yeah, it's a bodge.
Yeah, it's definitely a bodge.
It's a bodge.
Yeah, there's one here that could be a bodge or a hack actually. So Colin Barley, he snapped his frame. Using a bit of ingenuity, cut a seat post down, rammed it into the frame, and then riveted it back together.
Yeah.
Just to keep it going.
I'm not sure what I think about that one.
That's possibly the biggest bodge I've ever
But
seen.
it's also a hack because he improved something that was broken.
I don't know if he's improved it, dude. I don't know. I'm not
might
sure about
creak
this
a
one.
bit.
Not sure. And to
good though,
finish,
yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's finished this week. Got this one from Alex Seymour. I love seeing painted helmets. Look at
Oh,
this one.
nice little
He's
custom
done it
made.
up like it's like a monster rider. I like that.
Yeah, that's
Bit of
pretty
green colourway. Looks pretty sharp on the downhills, I bet. I like that a lot. If you've got a paint job on your helmet, let us know. Hacks and bodges, send them in. Just there, dirtshed@gmbn.com, and we will look at them next week. Sorry about that, Alex.
Oh my god.
Caption Contest, very popular game on the show. Love seeing your captions in the comment section down below. Last week's photo was this one of Bing Bong looking, well, ridiculous. If you'd heard the audio, it was even more ridiculous than that. Yeah, but some great captions. What have we got, lads?
Christian Chirios says, that moment when you see the 2018 model of your bike and you want to resist temptation.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, you want it. Yeah,
Not
yeah,
bad,
that's good.
not bad. So Warrior Skull says, when you see Neil riding crabapple with his broken ankle.
Yeah, that's another
Don't
take on
feel
it.
like
But you
doing
are
this.
walking around on it already.
Yeah,
I'm not
not-
sure you should be.
Not jumping jumps then.
Yeah,
Not just
crazy.
yet. Arfo says, when you're running flat pedals and the pedal hits your ankle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
actually.
good because
Yeah.
that face Yes, that is the winner.
That the winner?
That is the winner,
That's
yeah,
the
because
winner,
that
yeah.
is the face I've pulled a million times when the old pedal's gone bang.
You win a GMBN Camelback water bottle.
Yeah, nice one. Get us your details over. Right, this week's photo is a beautiful man. Who's this guy? Look at that. Look at that. Let us know your captions for that fabulous picture of a really wonderful chap. I know him personally. Look forward to hearing what you've got to say. Viewer edits. I love this bit of the show. Love seeing what films you've been making. So let's take a look.
Luke Tipping, a little edit he made with trying out some new video gear. It's filmed in Gisborne Forest in the UK.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, nice start with a
That's a
bike riding
Blake style
through.
intro.
Look at that set, drone action. Bit of single track. I hope we're cutting back to some drone. I reckon we will be.
No, I've not ridden that.
There we are. I
that's
could
nice.
feel it coming.
Yeah.
I could feel that coming. Look at those berms.
That looks nice.
What a track.
It's a nice video, this,
That's
isn't
up
it?
north, isn't it?
Hey, a drone shot really does just bring a video to life, doesn't it? It really does. It's almost becoming a bit of a cliche shot though, that one of coming over the trees like that. But I like seeing it. I can't get enough of it.
Who doesn't like a cliche?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, mate, I am a cliche. It's an amazing video. Nice one, Luke. A lot of work gone into that video.
Yeah.
We really appreciate seeing your videos in viewer edits. Obviously, once we've mentioned you on our show, you get at least 1 million views on your channel, which is really great news, to be fair, although that never happens. So send your video in to dirtshed@gmbn.com, just down there, and we'll take a look, and hopefully we'll make you star at this moment in the show.
Right, fails and bails. And actually, it's time for our fail of the month.
Yes, this week it's Pip Carter who has got a great shot of being totally bucked. Look at that, love it. That has won you this great stuff.
Yeah, so some 661 gear winging its way to you right now. Congratulations.
You need it.
Nice one. Yeah, I don't know about you boys, that buck has got me in the mood.
Has it?
So, hey, run VT.
Okay, Instabangerz. Who you boys going to throw to this week?
I think you should follow Cade Edwards. He's a junior rider for GB. He's racing at the World Champs. Amazing rider, racer of course. He's been on the podium this year at Junior World Cups. But he's just so skilled, this dude.
Yeah, good follow. I love this rider. I'm throwing you to Amy Mackenzie at Mackenzie Kid on Instagram. Brilliant rider, really cool looking rider. But she does these amazing little Monday dances, which just crack me up. She is hilarious. Definitely worth a follow, and gives you a really good New Zealand mountain bike vibe.
Vibes.
I've got a pretty cool shout out actually. I want to throw over to 11-year-old Kenzie. And he rides for Calibre bikes, and I reckon he could be the UK's answer to Jackson Goldson.
He's an amazing rider, isn't he?
Well, yeah,
scrubbing, whipping, and jumping massive jumps.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, what I can't understand is how someone at that age has got so much, not just skill, but clearly, as he's going down that trail, understanding of the trail, using the trail so much. He hasn't had enough years to learn that yet. I don't understand.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive. Good shout out. Good shout out. There ain't no party like a bike vault party. Let's get into it.
So this is where we look at viewers' bikes, if you don't know that already.
Yeah, let's get into it. I've got the super nice whistle this week. So, who are we starting with, Neil?
Alan Bannock.
Oh, yeah, giant.
Giant
that's
hardtail,
nice.
29er. Oh, I really like that.
That's a racing weapon.
Give that a blow.
It's super nice.
Oh, how rad is that?
Oh, I love it. That
so
is
rocky.
Right, I can hit super nice before we even discuss it.
Alex Bogner, 6 years old.
6 years old.
Yes.
Look at that setup. Bars, wide bars. I bet he looks like a ripper on that.
Proper tyres.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of you riding that, Alex.
Very cool.
Super nice. Okay. Brendan Magino. Oh, that's a nice shot. That is a really nice shot. But I don't want to let the shot take over. Is the bike nice or super nice?
Trail,
It's nice, but you can't really see enough of the bike.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Ooh. Sardinia.
Sardinia. We don't get many bikes in the bike vault from Sardinia. That's good news.
That's nice.
And it's a nice bike.
That's a nice bike.
It's a
nice
nice
bike,
bike.
Carlo.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
David
Like the
Bardwell. It's Lake Tahoe.
He's gone to a lot of trouble there. Have you ever been to Lake Tahoe?
I haven't.
It is
No,
amazing.
not
Absolutely.
probably.
Give that
amazing.
super nice. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's lovely. It's a plus bike, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
Orange.
Wowzers.
Jimmy Floyd.
El Chorro, I've been there.
Yeah.
That's where I pedalled up and it was getting dark last winter.
Nice place. And what are you giving the bike, Neil?
I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, it's got red rims, it's got red
It's a lot of
frame.
colour coordination.
Come on, we love an orange.
Go on.
Jimmy Floyd.
Yeah,
Super nice, Jimmy.
Nice.
What's that?
Oh, look at that. It was kind of 2 bikes in
What
one
was
shot.
going on there?
Yeah, just got back from riding a lap of Strath Puffers. John Williamson.
Strathpuff, that's where they do
Yeah,
the 24
now
hours.
I'd give that a super nice whistle.
It's a hardtail plus
I'm
bike.
good with that.
Two
Go
plus
on,
bikes.
go on. Are we
Go
doing
on,
it?
then, give it.
Super
Yeah.
nice.
Nice
This is the
colour.
last time we ever use this
They're
whistle, by
flying
the
out.
way.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Retro.
You must be a tall gent.
You know what? That bike's making me itch. It's making me itch a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's old school, isn't it? It's 26,
That's nice.
massive frame.
Is that a dropper post?
Have you ever seen a bigger seat tube and down?
It might be a
Head
suspension seat post.
I'm just going to blow the whistle to hope the itch goes away. It's a super nice.
Is it?
Yeah, look at that one.
Sailback.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Oh, place is spectacular. It's a nice bike. It's nice.
Wow.
Come on, move on. It's a nice.
Oh, that's
And we're out the bike vault and we are getting rid of that
done.
whistle. That is never to be used again. It was disgusting. If you think you can get a super nice, and I bet you can, send your bike in to us and we will take a look and see it in the vault, enjoy it, talk about it, indulge in bikes. Have a go.
We've got a prediction competition for the World Championship, so if you think you know who's going to win, don't forget to enter that.
Yeah, the link is in the description below, so make sure you get those entries in and good luck.
You can win some GMBN swag. I wonder what it is.
Up on the channel this week, we have got some absolute bangers.
Yeah, so on Saturday we've got a pro bike check with Sam Hill. That's his EWS race bike. Super trick, make sure you watch that one. And on Sunday we've got a trials challenge with me and Blake, which I'm not quite sure how that one's going to go, but it's going to be pretty funny.
I've heard
pretty
about this.
sure.
I can't wait to see it.
I cannot wait to
Also-
see
But
it.
there's
Yeah.
also the Park Tools unboxing.
So I've unboxed a really cool park tool, toolbox full of tools. You can win that. It's an amazing prize.
I would
Love a good
love.
set of tools.
I'm watching that one because I would love a Park Tool toolbox. Right, on Monday, I can't believe I'm saying this. We've got 7 things you didn't know about carbon fibre. Honestly,
Now
we
I know
have.
I hit my head, but
Oh.
I've got deja vu.
No, on Monday we've got it coming in, and on Tuesday we've got, I've forgotten, it's bike park jargon on Tuesday. Great video coming out of Whistler, a lot of fun.
Wednesday, how to ride North Shore. You're in that.
Yes, I am. I'm in that on a bike.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
that.
So
Thursday, Ask GMBN, and Friday, we're in the shed.
we will be back in the shed. Thank you for watching this week. We've had an absolute blast, some great stuff. Worlds is coming up. Let's all get excited.
I am. If you want to see some weird and wonderful tech, then click over here.
Yeah, and if you want to see a really cool video about setting up POV cameras and making your own videos, click down here.
Spinny helicopter thing.
Yeah, and if you want an amazing surprise, why don't you click on this globe? Go on, click it. Go on, I dare you. Oh, and give us a thumbs up like.